these walls could talk, they tell fascinating stories of what's happened inside the 23 ABC studios over the past 65 years. But since they can't, we found someone who can. When you think of 23 ABC, you probably think of the people you see on TV. Legendary broadcasters like Burley Smith, known to many as the father of television news in Bakersfield. Or veteran anchor Mike Hart. Or maybe it's Jackie Parks and her husband Todd Carley who come to mind. But it's time we introduce you to Larry Edwards.
I built that.
You see, Larry was here long before any of us. From the start, back in 1953.
It was an incredible amount of fun.
Yeah.
In the old days, completely different from now. I can remember when we were at the hotel where the Bank of America building is now.
And when the station moved to its current location on 21st Street a few years later, Larry moved right along with it.
Me, two people that helped set up commercials, a 16mm camera.
He began his nearly 30-year career with KERO as a camera operator, then became production manager, building the 23 ABC set from scratch.
We used to have curtains hung all the way around.
And an anchor desk that sat on 7-Up crates.
Oh, I can't believe how it's changed. Have honest-to-God real sets now.
But you see, the sets he built were not only used to deliver the news, but were also graced by legends like Buck Owens and Merle Haggard.
Buck would come and play for $7.50 a show. And Merle Haggard would come and play for free just to be on TV.
The country music icons who would go on to birth the Bakersfield Sound. Regular guests on one of the most notable shows that aired on 23 ABC during its first decade on television, Cousin Herb's Trading Post. Then there's the Uncle Woody Show, a wildly popular variety show in the 1960s and 70s. And we can't forget about Shebang.
Dick Clark wanted to do a West Coast version of American Bandstand. So they came here because, ironically, we had the biggest available studio on the West Coast. So we did this kids' dance show. It was called Shebang, and he had hired a funny little Lebanese guy named Kasim, who you may know as Casey Kasem, went on later to become a famous DJ.
But Larry's favorite?
Hey, there's old Donzie. Real good friend of mine.
Donzie to him, but to the rest of us, he's known as Don Rodewald, host of the afternoon show that made its way inside the home of local residents from the mid-50s to the mid-70s.
Billy Mize, there's Cousin Herb.
Larry has watched his friends make history, and 23 ABC too. He was there when in 1967 the station became the first in Kern County to broadcast in color.
Wowie, zowie, zowie. Oh, really cool.
As Larry tours the KERO studios, he is fascinated by the transformation it has made.
Boy, it's a lot different now. I can't believe it.
But by different, he doesn't mean better.
I doubt very seriously if you guys have as much fun as we did.
From black and white images to the crisp, colorful ones you see today. While the look has changed, our mission has stayed the same. Telling your stories, connecting you to the community. News when you need it most. We are 23 ABC.